Bear with me, my friends. Go away, chat. I don't need you.
This is a Generation Gaming production. Shut up and sit down. Generation Gaming is the video game news outlet made for the gamers by the gamers. Join the revolution to put the gamers voice first. Now, from Generation Studios, this is the Generation Gaming Podcast. Here is your host, the voice of Generation Gaming, Jay Lewis.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Generation Gaming Podcast, the new and improved Generation Gaming Podcast, live here on the Generation Gaming Twitch channel. I am Jay Lewis at your service once again. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. Finally, we've gotten a show on the road. I thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. So, those of you who've seen this before kind of have an understanding of what to expect. Let me make sure everything's all right. All right, cool. I apologize for that. So what happens when you got to work with what you got. All right, so those of you who watched the show before, seen or heard the show before in the past, basically the Generation Gaming Podcast usually was an hour long, and usually 3 to 4 segments. It was news and headlines, upcoming video game releases, previews and reviews sometimes, depending on if we had the time to put that into the show, and then of course the Generation Soapbox segment that was always at the end of the show. So what I'm going to do is, instead, I decided to dumb this down and make this more, I hate to use that word dumb it down because it's my own creation and it sounds stupid. Not dumb it down, just kind of a light version. So basically, I'm going to get like, same thing, news and headlines, upcoming game releases, and the Generation Soapbox, usually I pick a topic and rant. Or actually say nice things about it, depending on how you look at it. But right now, this is going to be live. This is live right now, I speak. But if you are watching this on YouTube, that means that this is the on-demand service. So basically, what I'm going to do is every Monday night from 6 to 6:30, I'm going to have this live on the Twitch channel. Immediately following that at 6:30, it's going to be exported up to the Generation Gaming YouTube channel, so you can watch from 6:30 to 7 or whenever you want. Over there as well. So if you are not a follower of the channel, Generation Gaming Twitch channel, then please give me a follow. I appreciate it so much for all the support. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can give me a like and subscribe as well. I appreciate it so much. We'll do all I can, honestly, to entertain you, make you laugh, and give you all the video game news that you could ever want. And so much more. And of course, we do a lot of streams as well. Lately, a lot of Call of Duty Zombies. But I got more about that later on in the show. Where is it at? I could find out what I needed. Where did it go? I think I know what I need to do. My apologies, everyone. This happens when you think you have stuff ready to go and you really don't. Let's try that again. All right, hold on. I know what I'm going to do. Yeah, no. So dead air is always good. Okay, so let me make sure I have. I am so sorry. I'm going to make sure that on Monday, this coming Monday, this is not going to be a problem. All right, everything ready to go. What do we talk about? So what I'm going to do for the this weekly show is basically what what it's going to be, or a new and improved version is. I'm going to give you either 1 to 3 news and headlines, depending on how the news week is, because video game news can be very finicky at times. You could be overloaded with it, and then you could have like just desert, just nothing at all. But having said that, and then when it comes to the upcoming video game releases, I'm going to give that week's that I'm doing the show, all the games for that week, and then maybe the next week, depending on what the games are, how important they are, how big the games are, what they are. But Generation Soapbox is going to stay the same, but just cut down a little bit less time. But as always, there's only one way to start the show.
News and headlines.
All right, so this past weekend, this is not a new thing. It's not a new title. It's not a new news item, but basically it's all the same. But there's some stuff I wanted to point out. So this past week, the Call of Duty World War II achievements were released on the PlayStation Network, and then were released on, God, I don't remember the website. The website's not important. But there's basically, in total, there is 51 total Call of Duty World War II achievements, and then there's 10 regular, 10 zombie achievements, which you usually get for zombies. You usually get about 10 per map normally. So what I did was I have them all right here in front of me. I'm going to break them down one by one with you, and I kind of have some interesting insight to it, and I want to know if anybody who's watching is kind of feeling the same. So I'm going to go about in order what they released. I'm going to talk about them, get your insight, and see what we think. All right, so the first one is, first off, the map is called The Final Reich. That is the name of the map. That's what they've come up with, what released. So, let's see. The first one's called Fireworks. In The Final Reich, retrieve the artifact. Yeah, retrieve the artifact. Now, you're going to hear me say this through this entire 10 achievements, except for one, actually, which the one is very interesting. It's retrieve the Final Reich. You know what? My apologies, everybody. Hold on. Ooh. That's weird. All right, so you're going to hear me say that for all of them except for one. So the first one is Fireworks in the Final Reich, retrieve the artifact. Retrieve the artifact. Why did I write down retriever? Because that doesn't make any sense. That's not proper English. So these first ones are going to kind of correlate. As you notice, a lot of times in zombies, or really recently in zombies, Black Ops 3, Black Ops, not really Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and then Call of Duty Infinite Warfare zombies, you would get, like obviously there's an Easter egg achievement that you get at the end when you finish the Easter egg. But sometimes, not all the time, but most of the time, you get a second achievement for doing a certain thing. That's what this is basically. The Fireworks one is you're retrieving the artifact, because that's the big story for this one, Call of Duty World War II Nazi Zombies, is they are part of the Oh my God, I'm such a huge history buff, especially for World War II, and I can't even remember the name of this group. Monuments Men. That's kind of what they're part of. They're collecting all these artifacts that have been stolen by the Nazis. Nazis have looted all over Europe during World War II. And that was a real group. You watch the movie Monuments Men. That's part of that. But anyway, so that's kind of what they're doing, and they're coming across this horde, this army of undead Nazi zombies, basically. That the final weapon that the Third Reich is going to try to release and to win the war with. So next is Dark Reunion. In the Final Reich, save Klaus. Now, one of the characters, I don't remember off the top of my head, and I'm sorry, I should be more prepared, but this isn't about totally the characters. This is about the achievements. One of the characters is basically one of the girls. Oh, God, I can't remember. Yes, okay, the blonde hair. She was in Vikings, the show, or maybe is. I don't know. Her brother is missing. And this is the area they're going to is where he probably is at, where Klaus is at. So that is that. Those two, Fireworks and Dark Reunion, kind of correlate with one another. They go hand in hand. Be good. Now, this next achievement, I'm gonna save this for last. I'm gonna save a couple of these. I was gonna do this directly in order, but I don't want to do that now because I think it'd make it more interesting. So I'm gonna move on. Next one.